there were little rods that people
Use.
do that. It's like a tuning fork, and you ding it, and it gives you a vibrating sensation.
You've changed, Josh. You've changed.
Not me. Not me.
It's time for either or.
So wait, do you take it and then you just go like this?
Ding. Yeah.
Fail to find the humor.
$1 million, but when you climax,
Oh god.
Whoa.
I can't believe we're taking it to this level.
you barf in your mouth.
Yeah, I probably would.
I probably
All right,
would.
ladies, be warned. Brett may puke on you.
But it's not. He's not getting this offer right now. This is a scenario.
No, this is based on things that will never happen, right?
All right,
Or-
let's
okay.
do it right now.
What?
Let's use this scenario.
Go ahead.
Let's do it right now.
It, Alex. You're
He does
making up.
anything
You're
to try
making
to-
up words.
There's no it.
There's no it in there.
He's doing anything to like argue with me. It's so funny. I'm having a triggered night. My palms are sweaty.
Mine are too. I think
Mom's
it's just
spaghetti.
hot. It's just
Mom's
hot in
spaghetti.
here.
That's over 100 years.
Yes.
100 years into the future. So, and look at where we're at technology-wise, and we're throwing cars up into space. Because I love going
Stop.
back to
Alex,
I'm
why are you
referencing
bringing that
that.
up every
They can
week?
put anything in space.
I know, but I think it's
for
really.
God's sake.
I think it's really
you do
cool.
know that they were sending things into space in the 60s.
I think it's cool that we have a freaking Tesla.
It's a
float-
car.
I know, but it's
not
cool.
doing anything.
Our kids are gonna go. Hey, were you? Hey,
They're going to
you
be like,
remember when they were
oh,
doing-"
there's a car in the space? That's lame. What else can they put up there?
I think it's cool.
I just got a Charlie horse in my thigh.
Oh shoot! You okay?
You're gonna fart or
Do
something.
you need something?
Hey, where's your Charlie
Just give me
horse?
time. It's on the bottom of this thigh.
Hey, you can do this. Put your foot out. Put your
I
foot
can't.
Out. Do it.
No.
Put your
Oh shoot!
Put it out. Now flex your foot up, like your toes towards the ceiling. It looks like you're trying to take a shit, Brett.
What do you need to
Well, I
do?
don't want it to look like
What do you want to do?
I'm trying to put my foot over there.
Give me your
Help me. My back's to the camera.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're okay.
You're okay.
ridiculous.
You're okay. You're
Let's do some
I'm doing some friggin' Christmas trivia. Welcome back to PTO Unlimited podcast. My name is Brett.
I'm Josh.
Alex.
This is episode 149.
So I think I am related to Garfield.
Well, I like Garfield the cat.
Yeah. You want to know why?
Why?
Because he hates Mondays.
Yeah.
I have had a horrendous Monday. And now, I don't know, like, do people usually blame the business day, like Monday, on things? Like, oh, it's Monday, you know.
Oh,
this
sure, I
is...
hear it
Every-
all the time.
all the
I
time.
had a
All the
bad
time.
Monday at work.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like last Monday?
Like 2 days ago Monday.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really like, oh my gosh. It was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened is, so my morning started off, ice covered the vehicle. Like we had another ice storm, kind of, like everything melted down. And then it took a long time for it to defrost. Now, during that defrost moment, I was scraping ice off my car.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, it was it was so thick. It took a long time. And so I was running back and forth in and out of the house trying to get like de-icer. We have de-icer spray. So with the de-icer spray, it wasn't coming off. And I was getting frustrated. So after all of this, I go into the house just one more time to put the de-icer away because everything was starting to melt. I couldn't get in.
To the house?
To the house. Now, I didn't lock myself out. I unintentionally barricaded myself out.
With the bathroom door?
With the bathroom door. So our house, our apartment is built with a swinging door going from left to right when you enter.
Kind of like on Scream when she uses her closet door
exactly
to
like
keep the door
Sidney
closed.
Campbell's
Yes.
door
Yeah.
on Scream.
Wow,
It's a
Prescott.
good reference.
just like
It's
that.
Prescott, not
Perfect.
Campbell.
Why did I say Campbell?
Yeah, why did you say
Nev Campbell?
Probably.
Okay. Okay, is that who? Yeah, right. Okay, all right, close. But anyways, so Sydney's door being barricaded like that. So this happened to me. No one was inside. There's no other way in. Everything else is locked without climbing through windows.
Right.
Which we only have one other window down here that you can climb through, and that's locked. So
The kitchen window, right?
yeah, I was screwed. I was effed. Like I had 6 inches. I was pushing because what happened was the bathroom door just kept on getting more and more snug, so it wasn't gonna do anything. So I kept on trying to move the ice scraper around
To push the.
so and then I was like, I have technology. Use my cell phone as a mirror, with the with the camera. So I was swinging it up and down, trying to dislodge the bathroom door from the front door. So I was trying so hard on the. I was sweating. And it was cold out. I was sweating. I was getting so furious at this. I was like, I don't know how anyone is going to get into this house. Like,
Did you get in?
yes.
Okay.
What happened is I wound up pushing the ice scraper up against the bathroom door, and I pushed it up just enough that it dislodged it. So yeah. Like I was able to unwedge it.
It's a cool unofficial extra lock.
It is, and I
but
use it every night.
Not when
Every
you're,
night.
Not
Yes.
when you're outside.
Right, exactly.
So at night, it's like, all right, are all the doors locked? Yeah. Is the door open? Yes. Like,
So that was just the beginning of my day.
who needs like a security? Not a camera. What's it called?
Security
System?
lock. Security
System.
system.
Yeah, who needs a security system?
It's gonna be a night,
You have
guys.
that stupid ass door keeping anybody out.
So that happened, and then I got to work. What?
Can you hear it? Just see one of the robbers now, just like, oh damn, it's one of those.
You know how they have the stickers on the outside?
Yeah.
So instead of it saying like
Brinks.
in Brinks, it says bathroom door. They're like, well, crap, not getting in there unless I have an ice scraper or in a cell phone. Yeah. So, and then at work, my computer crashed. Like it wasn't working, and I had corrupt files, and I wound up working from home. But the thing is, what I wanted to get to is, have you ever had to break in to your own anything? Like break into your own locker, your own car, house, parents, do you like, it's just, I mean,
We've had to break into our own car
when
we lived in Chicago.
we didn't break in, we called for a
Locksmith.
locksmith.
No, there was one time with the Buick. That's why when we knew the one window wasn't working.
No, the locksmith was able to dislodge it. You called a locksmith.
Did I?
Yeah, it cost. Do you remember the insurance
Well,
claim on that?
I do remember one time one coming out, but I thought that there was another time where we actually were able to break into our own car.
Maybe. One time, my sister had to actually climb through like, I want to say like a 9 by 5 inch hole in our van. She had to break the screen of a sliding window of our van. and climb
I
through there
remember
to
back when
unlock.
I was younger. I have an image somewhere in my head, like from my memory of living in the apartment when we were younger.
Yeah.
And my dad going and lifting us into the window to go unlock the door because like he forgot the keys or he didn't have the key. And like I remember climbing legitly through the kitchen window, getting in the sink, and then going around and unlocking the door.
Legitly.
That's a word.
I don't believe I've ever had to.
You've never had
break
to?
into, no.
Really? Well, you always leave your car unlocked.
Well, no, I just always have my keys on me. I've trained myself. I don't exit the car without keys in hand.
Yes.
So I never worry about locking my keys in my car.
But you said like last year you leave yours unlocked in case someone wants to break in.
I would. Occasionally I did, just because there was a trend there where people were rummaging through my car. So I'm like, well, I'll just leave nothing in it. And that way, if they're determined to get in it, they don't break a window or anything. They just, the car's open. Okay, there's nothing in here worth stealing. See ya.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Because nobody steals radios anymore.
I tend to lock it just out of habit.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That's good.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Alex, do you want to introduce your guest there?
Yeah. So, hey, everybody, today, if you've been on our social media, as of recording, today is National Love Your Pet Day. So
Yes, it
we
is.
have a special guest. We've got Layla. Say hi.
Oh, she looked at
Oh,
you.
she did. Oh, and she sneezed. That's
Make her
nice.
bark.
No, we don't have
we
a
don't
treat.
have a treat or
No.
anything to
No.
give her.
We'll do that at the end.
Maybe at the end we'll try.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've got my little wiener dog Layla here. If you're live on YouTube with us, here she is, a little wiener.
Yep.
So she's our little our little dachshund that we've had for almost 12 years.
Yes.
She's an old fart.
You
She
know,
is old.
old fart, but a young heart, right?
Old
Josh,
fart, young
do you
heart.
have it so we can see the comments?
We
I
can't-
do, why?
Alex.
I'd just like to see when there's comments.
Oh, there's a lot.
I know, and I can usually see them.
Do
Today, I
you
can't.
really need to see
I
the
don't
comments?
need to. No, I don't need to.
Well, the keyboard slid all the way to the floor.
Well, that's not my fault.
Okay, anyways, so today's National Love Your Pet Day. So go ahead, and even if you're listening to this episode late, on all of our social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter, we did make a post, so you're able to post a picture of your pet, fur baby or scaly baby or feather baby, whatever you have. Just no insects, please.
No insects. No.
So, people, including you, think that I'm weird for not having a pet of any kind.
I don't
Why-
think
I
that's
don't think
weird.
you're weird.
No, you do. You thought it is weird.
I did.
When?
You're like, well, maybe you didn't think it was weird, but you're like, Bray, you should get a pet. You've said that occasionally.
Yeah, we've said that because
Everybody that
companionship
doesn't
is
have
great.
a pet, I say that you should get a pet.
Yeah.
Why?
It's because
Everyone deserves to have an animal.
everybody deserves to have something to nurture.
Well, why do you assume that everybody
Brett,
needs
when you're here,
something
when
to
you're
nurture?
here, you won't leave our animals alone.
Yes.
That's true.
Obviously, you like them.
Obviously.
I get my nourishment, if you want to call
Your
it that,
fill.
from other people's pets. So I don't have to have one. Therefore, that's a cost-saving expenditure
Okay, but
and an occasional time-saving expenditure.
did
Okay,
you grow
okay.
up having animals?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why. Did you grow up having animals?
Yes,
Why do you think we have so many animals?
we don't.
You didn't
well,
have animals.
we did.
Yeah, now we have.
No,
Now we
Alex.
have two.
Oh, wait, you have cat. You had cats.
We have cat.
That reminds me of that photo you posted long ago of that cat laying on a
That was
phone.
Alex.
That was Alex.
And you're like, what was the meme?
Hello,
What was-
yes, this is cat.
Yes, because there was a hello.
I'm gonna
yes.
share the link and I'm gonna have it
Yeah.
be put on our
I don't
YouTube
know why that makes me laugh.
because I have that.
Well,
It's still on.
Josh did that because there was a meme going around at that time. There was this old corded phone being put up to an old dog, and it was like, "Hello, yes, this is dog."
Yes.
So he made one.
I
with
memed it with
Alex.
my cat Alex, and she had a cell phone.
And she's like perfectly like staring down at the cell phone, like, "What the frick? Who's calling me?"
Yeah, it's right there.
Let me see. Yep, there she is.
Yep.
Like she's like laying in bed, like, "Hello."
Like with her face on the phone.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm sharing. I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna put it into YouTube. So stay tuned on YouTube for the link.
So like let's see, I've never even lived with anybody in an apartment that had a pet. But when I lived at the house with my one friend, they had dogs, like 3 dogs. And
yeah,
so yeah, it was just I just never really cared if I had one or not. And then when I visited people's houses that had pets, I enjoyed their pets. And
See,
That's
I
all.
grew up in an apartment where the rules were no 4-legged or furred animals. So I grew up with a fish, a fish, a fish, a fish, a fish.
she got a bird.
We did when I was really young, like before 5. We had a couple birds. I killed them.
I've
One I think
considered-
got outside and flew away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
and that was it.
I've considered getting turtles. I like turtles,
I like
but they
turtles.
stink.
Yes, they do stink.
So I'm like, I'm not putting stinky turtles in my 1-bedroom apartment.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. And I like snakes, but I would never own a snake.
Oh
Why
yeah,
not?
right.
You only have to
Because
feed them like once a week.
They're kind of freaky.
Yeah,
but you
I don't
like
like
'em.
snakes either.
I
I
like
hate snakes.
I think
I hate
snakes are
snakes.
cool, but I don't think I'd want one in my house.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not cool with snakes. I don't like them.
I know. When we went to Science Central once, like my sister used to work with the animals,
Trying to share
like
this
at
too,
Science
so hold on.
Central, and they had I can't remember what type of snake, but they had a snake there. So it was like after hours. So we were with her picking her up, and she took us upstairs, and we got to hold some of the cool animals. She brought a snake, and I was like, "Oh yeah, snake!" Put it around my neck, and I was touching it and whatnot. And Josh, I was like, "Here, take a picture with it. Put it around your neck." And he's like,
I think they don't scare me, but they're unpredictable.
They're creepy. They're creepy.
Okay, all right.
I think
A cat and dog is unpredictable. I don't think a snake is. As long as you're not trying to kill a snake, it's not gonna hurt you.
True, but you're not around a snake crawling all over your house like you are a cat and a dog walking around your house.
Yeah,
No,
right.
You usually have the snake in a area.
I read this thing about a snake. I might have mentioned this before, but this story came out that this woman had a big snake,
Okay.
and she didn't have it in an enclosure. It was just around the
All right,
house,
I'm gonna share this link.
and it stopped eating for a long time. So she took it to the vet. I may butcher this story. If I do, I apologize. But she's like, he won't eat, and he's like, yeah, he's saving himself up for you. Or that was the assumption, that he stopped eating because he saw a big prey.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so that's
So
That's
I'm not saying
frickin'
I would
freaky.
own a freaking boa.
no, it was
No.
I don't know what it was, but and I don't even know if that story's true or real, but it sounded cool.
I don't
My
like
sister
anything that
said
doesn't have
that
legs.
was a king snake, is what I was holding.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, animals are cool. Everybody should have a pet, in my opinion.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's what the legendary Steve Irwin. I always liked watching his show because he wasn't afraid
Oh,
to do
yeah.
nothing
Steve
around
He
Irwin.
animals.
is the.
Rest in peace. His
Yes.
kids.
His
Oh my
kids.
gosh.
His kids are
Yeah.
awesome.
His son
His
is.
son goes on the Tonight Show all the time.
I know. Yeah, we saw the Kevin Hart one.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Kevin Hart one was hilarious. Jimmy! When he had was it like a tarantula or something in his
I'm
hands?
sure it was something. He ran to the other side of the stage for
It's like,
everything.
oh, he won't bite me, right? No, unless unless you have to stay really quiet. He's like, Jimmy!
Flipping out.
It's like, shh, 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 shh.
Shh, 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 shh.
Gosh, it was so funny.
Mm.
He's like, you should have seen your face.
So we have a little bit of an announcement that we're gonna do.
Oh yeah.
Want to do that now?
Yeah.
Let's do it now.
Yeah. So 2 out of the 3 of us are wearing different shirts. So
How about you just say I'm wearing a different shirt from Brett and Alex.
I'm wearing a different shirt, which is a podcast shirt. But we're saying here basically the PTO Unlimited podcast is going to be on Juice in the Morning
Juice
On
in the Morning
Sunday.
podcast
On
on Sunday.
at 1 p.m. Eastern
So
Standard Time.
this we actually guest did on his show last year.
Yes, we did.
In January.
And I think we're a little more prepared.
well,
Well,
we were
his-
still
we were
fairly
his,
new.
Yes, and we
Yeah.
were his first live show.
You know what? We weren't fairly new.
We were his second live. We were first successful live because the one beforehand was his first live, but it didn't work. You have a hair in your eye right there.
Oh, thank
How do you
you.
not notice that?
I don't know.
We weren't technically new at it. We had been doing it for that was January.
We were
of
going on our
18,
second
so
year.
we were
Yeah.
just under 2 years doing
Yeah,
it. So
yeah.
we had some time behind the mic, but
Yeah.
we had never been on anybody else's show before.
I'm really excited I get to have my own mic this time.
It's going to be. I think it's going to be a drastically different experience because we've both come a long way.
We
since then.
have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it will
Oh
be
my
fun.
gosh. Yeah, and not only that, I mean, Alex has a special announcement too. Tomorrow she's doing a special stream.
Well, I mean, as long as he keeps his end up, yeah.
Whoa, big words, Juice. You better show up.
Yeah. So
Which
I mean,
show does mine?
Good question, Aguado.
mine. Yours. Anyway, so yes, I'm gonna be doing.
Are you sure?
What? Yes, I'm sure.
Are you positive? I think there's lipstick on the other one.
Let me see. No,
No?
there's not. No,
Okay.
that's mine. Anyways, so yeah, so I invited Juice from Juice in the Morning podcast to be on my Twitch stream tomorrow night. I'm not sure what we're gonna be playing yet, whether it's gonna be Call of Duty Black Ops 4 or I want to see if he has Apex Legends.
I think he does.
Okay,
It's
'cause
free.
I feel like. Well, I want to know if he has it downloaded.
There's only 3 slots for that. But if he has another person he wants to join, we can do Black Ops. We can do Blackout, and we can
Either
do,
way, right now I'm planning on streaming with him tomorrow night. So that'll be fun.
I'm gonna share their Facebook link because they do their
Yeah.
they
So,
do their
anyways, guys,
podcast live.
they're a very good podcast, and they do so much. And I
Cross
was
promotion is big.
It is.
Yes.
It
Well,
is.
he's been doing it longer than us, right?
They just marked 3 years.
I thought it was 4.
Was it 4? I think it was 4. You're right.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
we'll come
But-
up on 3
But they
in
just
April.
hit episode 150.
Yeah, but I don't think that they were. I don't know how they if they numbered
know what?
them or.
They're when they started.
We'll
when he
ask
started.
him.
Well,
Yeah, we can
he's
ask.
probably listening. Like, hey guys, I mean,
He'll set the record.
He'll tweet at us
straight.
Hey,
right
either
now.
way, you can find Juice in the Morning podcast pretty much on everything that we are on. So
Yeah, they do their his pot. We say they. I mean, it is mainly Juice, but he has other people on. So yes, I'm going to share the Facebook page here. So we will be live on there. He did it on Facebook. Yeah, actually, he was doing a video. He was live for 41 seconds. Test one. Oh.
I know he always does his live stuff, like his testing, and then I always join.
Right.
Like just like, just to see what he's doing. Just like to peek and be like, hey, what are you doing?
Hey, what's up?
What's up? I know that you don't want anybody to like, when you go live for a test, you're like, oh man, I hope nobody's like watching right now. And I'm always like, click. Like, what are you going to mess up right now?
Why can't I share this?
I don't know.
Are we moving on?
Yeah, let's move on from there.
Yes,
trying to
moving
share.
on. Moving on.
Trying to share their Facebook page.
We'll share all the links, obviously, when we go live on our show on Sunday. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We can't wait. He can't wait. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. So,
anyways, let's move on.
Valentine's Day was last week.
What'd you do?
It was.
If you want to say it, I mean,
I'll hold off on that for a while. I got something.
he's got
in
something
the works.
in the
but
works.
I'm not gonna just speak about it just yet.
Yeah.
So what did y'all do? You old timers
Old timers.
in your relationship years or since whatever.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't new is what I'm saying.
Did we do
well,
anything?
as of last week, remember, Josh was like, oh, I've got that handled. Don't worry.
Yeah, I did. I had it handled. I did just fine.
So what
He
did you
did.
handle?
He had it handled.
I handled Valentine's Day.
Well,
He did.
I husband the shit out of her.
Let's say it.
He husbanded the shit out of Valentine's Day. He did.
Yeah.
He did.
I sent her flowers, candy, and a teddy bear
Out to my work.
to her
What
work.
did you do?
I don't know. What did I
Guess
do?
what?
What? She didn't do anything.
No. I was the only one.
Yeah, I don't think
So
I did.
here's the thing.
Oh, bullshit! I got you a cup.
No, I was the only one that sent to your work that day.
Oh really?
Oh,
The
yes.
only husband that had
Yeah.
something sent.
Some
Hey,
couples
somebody-
were in were like
somebody got flowers the next
next day because of late because he's on military.
Okay.
Yeah.
So while we're talking about Valentine's Day, do you agree or disagree that Valentine's Day 80 or the majority of the pressure is on the man to do something
I
for
agree.
the wife, but not the man to the woman, but
What
not the
did you
woman to
give
the
me?
man?
What'd you give me?
The cup that says Mr. Right
Oh,
with a frog with a crown on it.
yeah,
'cause
but you know what? You got that on
kiss
clearance.
I did. But you know, it's not about the price tag.
Okay.
It's not the price tag.
Yes,
it's the
but
thought. I was at the grocery
It's hardly
store.
the thought.
I was at the grocery
It's
store.
like me buying the buy one get one on
Did
the
you
stupid Reese's
go
pumpkins.
shopping for his Valentine's Day thing, or did you see it and be like, "Ooh, that'd be good for Valentine's
What
Day"?
you said.
But it was after Valentine's Day when she
It was
bought
the day after Valentine's Day.
No, doesn't count.
See?
Doesn't count.
Yep.
If you don't give it on or before Valentine's Day, it doesn't count for Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, do you expect me to do anything for you on Valentine's Day? Here's a question.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
don't-
good question.
I don't think you should.
All right, here's the thing. Do
I
you
never,
care?
I never ask Alex of anything.
All right, how about this? Do you care?
There's only 2 times a
Oh,
year.
I
when
did a
when-
Facebook post.
3 times. What?
What?
I did a heartfelt Facebook post.
You did.
Ooh.
Okay. Now,
Ooh.
there's 3 times a year I expect Alex to come through.
Birthday, Christmas,
Yep.
and anniversary.
Yep.
Oh, nailed it.
3 times. I don't give a crap about Valentine's
Well,
Day.
and
See, there you go.
what I've
Argument's
also
over.
heard from long-term relationship people is that Valentine's Day just doesn't mean
We
shit.
never cared
It's
about
a-
it.
We never cared about it from day one.
I think it's a
Yeah.
majority new relationship kind of contest.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
okay, see, we had it different. See, we were
'Cause you were
younger.
really young when you're
and
in
we
your
could
new
be like,
relationships.
oh, no matter what I give you, it's going to be
You're gonna love it.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, the other thing too is
We had
Josh and I almost never celebrate Valentine's Day. Like this, it's like an
No.
every so often thing that he
Right.
does something for me. Other than that, I really other than like a social media post or hey, happy Valentine's Day, give me a hug, kiss, whatever. Maybe a nice like cook for at home. But really, other than that, I
Yeah.
don't expect a card. I don't expect
So-
any of that because when we were younger, it was a really depressing day
Oh,
because
yeah,
he
we
was
hated it.
he was
Yeah.
1,000 miles away
Yeah.
from me, and everybody else in school and high school was getting roses delivered. And like the thing is like you knew you weren't gonna get a rose. Like it was just a really
So-
depressing day.
And this was
Let
before
me-
the internet was big, too. So
Right.
I couldn't
Yeah.
have done pro flowers, have it sent to her high school.
Let me ask this. Let's just say
make sure that didn't fall
one
off.
year he does something grandiose to surprise you on Valentine's Day, would you like that, or would you just be like, why did you do that?
Well, here's the thing. I didn't do anything last year, I think.
No, I don't think he did.
And you didn't like that.
You didn't. So no effort at all.
She was disappointed. There's nothing.
You got to show some effort, even if it's having flowers delivered to your work.
You were. Don't lie to me. You had that. You didn't send me anything, or you didn't do anything. You did.
See, don't tell me you don't care.
Well, I care and I don't care.
That's my foot, Alex. You can put your foot
Oh,
there.
okay.
It's fine.
Well, I'm just saying, like, sometimes I care, sometimes I don't care. He can read me.
Yeah,
I
We've been
can.
together for
I
16
can.
years.
I think
Yeah.
I think it's easier to be on the offensive with this. I mean, it might be smarter to do something versus
Right.
not do something.
Yes.
Right, I'm gonna move that over there.
So, but yeah, so I was just about to go to lunch, and here's the deal: is that the flowers didn't come like in a. I can't say they didn't come in a vase, but they didn't come in a like. The receptionist at work, she comes back and she goes,
They came
"Alex,
packaged.
happy Valentine's Day," and comes in this big long tube
So
package.
that's the thing. When what service did you use, if you don't mind me asking?
Pro Flowers.
So
I'm
on,
not.
on one of the flowers.
I'm not
things,
upset with them.
On one of the flowers things with or services, it will say, delivered in vase or not.
Yeah.
And you have to watch that, because if you expect a guy walking in with a vase of flowers.
Did it bother you that you had to
together.
assemble it?
No, it was more like a surprise, honestly, because
you didn't know what it was.
I didn't know what it was. I was
Okay.
like, and the box had the teddy bear and the candies and everything
I
stuck
think
behind it.
It depends on what your expectations are. If you want to see a guy walking in with the thing ready,
Yeah.
you
Looks like you
obviously
have a-
can't do that in a
Well,
box.
I mean, it was pretty much ready. It was just wrapped up. Like, I
But
just
you
had to take it out of the
still-
box.
You still had to assemble it.
Well, yeah.
I-
Okay.
I
So here's the
guess,
thing, though. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme because
It was like opening up a present.
yes,
Sure.
some assembly required.
But let's say you were 2 years into your relationship and you had to assemble your own flowers.
She wouldn't have cared. She wouldn't have cared.
I don't know. I'm just not that
think
kind of
that-
person.
Alex
It's
is
an
happy she gets a
impossible
gift
question
at
to
all.
answer.
Yeah, I am
That's
not
an
a
impossible question. I don't know why I asked it.
I'm like, you can't ask me that because I generally don't like receiving. I like giving.
Are there?
Shut the fuck up, Brett.
Oh boy.
Mic drop.
See you later.
Bye.
Oh man.
And that's the end of the podcast, guys. I hope you had a good time. We'll see you next
That was
week.
great.
So
Just want to say that was
tw-
awesome.
24 minutes, Josh, when you're looking for a title.
Oh my god.
So say it.
Brilliant.
I don't even know where to go from here. In the comments, I'm sure there's comments about this.
Okay. Let's see.
Holy crap. That was brilliant.
Okay, we've got waited for an hour and a half at Olive Garden for my annual anti Valentine dinner. Never
You know
got
what?
a table.
We didn't because
Oh,
you know what?
yes.
We did carry out.
We did the Valentine's Day couple carry out
Is that a-
special,
is that
which
a
was
thing?
It was
amazing.
$35
It's-
for a big pan of
big,
whatever
like
you
4
want. You got a choice of either
Chicken Alfredo.
chicken Alfredo or the
was like
spaghetti
spaghetti.
esque whatever,
Sure.
and you got a breadsticks. You got your choice of soup or salad, and you got a dessert.
Nice. That's pretty good for
It was
35.
great.
It was amazing.
You know what I had to do?
Go
Beep
pick
beep
it up.
beep beep. It's mine. Bye.
And then they tell you what time it's ready.
I didn't have to get. I was in PJs. We were sitting on the couch on Valentine's Day.
It was
We
nice.
watched a movie, didn't we?
I
we
know.
watched,
I don't
something.
remember.
So
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Sorry,
the
I'm
way seasoned couples do it.
Well, he was like, "Do you want to
Or
go
sh- or
out,
should do
or
it.
what do you want to do?" And I'm like, "I
Are
don't wanna go
okay
anywhere."
with doing it. That
We
way.
didn't
Oh,
need
yeah.
to show off.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
But
sometimes
that's
I like
our-
getting all dressed up and
yeah.
going out, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't really freaking care.
Right.
I'd much rather be in PJs watching a movie.
So Alex, I know you know girls. Have you ever known a girl to have flowers sent to themselves?
No,
Because I do know someone who did that.
nope, not me.
That's kind of lunatic, isn't it?
Well, I think like to be like, I mean, I can see.
Think about it this
can
way.
see
Let's
it.
say you're in an office with a bunch of other women that are getting flowers from their husbands, boyfriends, whatever, and you're like the lone female who's getting nothing. So you think, I'm going to send flowers to myself so I can at least save face in front of these girls, these women. Because you know how
That
women
is
will...
somebody who is super.
You know how women
self-conscious.
will make it into a competition,
They will.
you
Oh.
know?
Oh, it's always a competition.
It's
when
always
you
a
are when
competition.
you are anywhere near a woman and you are a woman yourself, it's I don't know.
My point exactly.
You see it.
So I know that that's a thing. The person I know that did it just to feel good about something. Possibly a hopeless romantic.
You ever watch Mr. Bean?
No.
What? Oh my goodness. Okay, so there's this episode of Mr. Bean. Now, if you're not familiar with Mr. Bean was a show from the UK, I believe. I believe it was UK based.
Sure.
And I don't know how often it aired, but they were silent episodes with a laugh track.
Okay.
And music. That's all it really was. With a lot of different scenes. There was one where he goes to this restaurant, doesn't understand what this restaurant's all about. He writes a birthday card to himself.
Yeah.
So he gets the envelope and the card out of his pocket, writes the happy birthday, seals it up, licks it and everything,
Yep.
puts it on the table, then looks around. Oh,
He
he picks it up and he's like,
opens it up.
"Aw."
Aw. It's a fun episode.
Mr. Bean, it's classic comedy.
It is.
Slapstick.
It's very nice.
It's good.
But
yeah.
anyway, so you knew somebody that actually sent flowers.
I don't know them, but I know that it happened. I
Oh
don't
my
know
gosh.
enough about this person to say
Yeah.
why they did it, but it just
Uh,
she really wasn't ashamed either,
okay.
or not embarrassed. She owned it.
We have another comment. We do not celebrate Valentine's Day at all. I made a dinner. The hubby had sugar the next day. Sugar?
Cool.
Had what? Sugar?
Sugar? Okay.
Surgery?
Oh, surgery. Okay. Yeah, I think, all right, it's missing a
Surger.
Y. Yeah. Oh, okay. There you go. Okay, I have never done it before, but be nice to get flowers, but I don't expect it at this point. Okay.
All right.
All
That's
right,
kind of a
so there's
depressing
that.
statement.
I was like, all right, well, I mean, if I was single, I mean, Valentine's Day is really just.
Well,
I get excited for Thursday, like as in the this or no, it wasn't on Thursday.
it was on Thursday.
All right, I got excited for Friday
Why?
because it's the discount candy sale. You go there and it's like 70-80% off this and this and this, and it's like. Anything with a Valentine's Day thing, like you go and get a regular 100 count piece Reese's for like $10, and then anything with a Valentine's Day symbol, it's like 80% off. You're like, oh, why get this when I can get this? I don't care if it's pink and red versus like orange and brown.
Well, one
Right.
thing I do like assorted chocolates. I never eat them.
I never
but-
eat all of them.
What?
Just a pack of assorted chocolates.
You talking about like the Three Musketeers, Milky Way,
No,
Snickers?
No.
assorted chocolates.
Assorted
Oh,
chocolates.
you're talking about
like fancy chocolates,
Valentine's
like
Day
a box
candy.
of chocolate like you would take a date. Like who doesn't like that? But I would never buy them to eat.
If
Well,
it's
I
discounted,
was
why
also
not?
looking at that. I was like, do I want to get another one for myself? But that one, my present came with assorted chocolates. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. And they're good.
They're very rich. Like I
Yeah.
can't have more than
You
one.
can have one at
Yeah.
a time. Yeah, they're really good. They're pretty real. I don't know who they're by. Oh, we found it's Chocolate Factory. That's what it is.
When I say Whitman's is a big one that does assorted chocolates,
Yeah.
and they do them in like a regular box. So
Yeah.
if you buy them outside of a season like that,
Mhm.
but like seasonal stuff, Hershey's does Hershey's Pot of Gold,
Hershey's is great like
and
that.
I know there's more that I can't think of,
But one thing I want to say about Valentine's Day is I actually I helped you out. I'm not going to go into depth of
oh
it.
sure,
I helped you out with my talents,
yes,
and your Valentine loved it.
she did.
Yes, and it was very. First of all, it was all your idea. And
It was an original idea. It's nothing I bought. It's something I thought up in my head.
By the
Yes.
way, that was super freaking adorable.
Now
by
we're going
the
to be
way.
very vague about this because we have to be.
Yes, maybe
Someday
later.
I may tell the story, but not
But
yet.
That was
Did
extremely
you?
adorable.
Are you saying that, or did you tell your girlfriends at work and they thought so?
I didn't even tell anybody.
Okay. You could have said, "Hey, I know this guy."
Do you want me to?
Sure, just see what their
Oh,
reaction
okay.
is.
Yeah,
I
all
mean,
right.
I didn't
some
even
feedback.
think about it, but I'm like, you said
They'll
that.
say
I'm
the
like,
same
oh,
thing,
okay.
that it's super adorable.
Do you like
yeah.
how I kind of had that tease at the beginning where it didn't show the name for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because I didn't give you any guidelines.
No.
Nope.
I just told you basically what I wanted to do, and I'm like, so he could go a couple different ways with this. Let's see.
Yeah.
And I watched it as soon as you sent it to me. I'm like, that's brilliant.
yeah.
So, I mean, can I just kind of say what it is?
No.
No? Not at all?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All All right, let's move on for Valentine's Day, guys. All right,
Samsung.
Valentine's Day over. Let's talk about Samsung.
Yeah, do you guys see the Samsung Fold?
Oh, I heard about it, but I did
Folding Android phone coming out.
Yeah.
Alex, do you want to see this?
Let me see.
Here it is. The Samsung reveals the foldable phone, which is $1,900, almost $2,000. But watch this video.
Yep.
You're seeing how it looks so clunky,
Yep.
but
Huh? What? It looks like it folds out to a tablet.
yeah, it's freaking crazy.
And it's like $2,000.
But it's the first of its kind. Give it time.
Give it a couple years. To
Couple years, it's gonna be the
become
size of
affordable.
this. It's gonna be the size of this, and it's gonna slide or something. It's gonna be crazy.
You know what? You know
I'm
how
gonna share
people drop
this.
their phone and like, oh my god.
Yeah.
People are gonna drop their phone and actually have a heart attack with that one. Like, oh my god, I almost had a heart attack when you drop your phone, you know, because it's like $800 or $900.
This one has the ability to split in two.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
How many cases? The people who are making cases for this right now are freaking out
Yeah, 'cause
because
they
they don't
can't
know
make a
how to
case.
make that right. I'm gonna share
Yep.
this to the
Yep.
YouTube so people can check this
Have
out.
to buy one and get some R&D.
Yeah.
okay, is that it for Samsung?
No, but like they've also unveiled the S10 and there's 4 different models.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go under that real quick. I just looked at the moment of the Samsung Fold, the folding LED. You know, that's the first time
It's
seeing
something
that.
new.
100% though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know it's not something new, but can you imagine? Like, first of all, the scale of it,
It's just
the
that's
aspect
weird.
ratio.
I don't need it.
Did you see that? Do you want to see it, Brett?
Nah, it's okay.
It's basically
Like,
it's
you take
basically
this phone
it's
and you
basically
fold it.
this.
Yeah, it's two phones
Yeah, it's
together.
two phones together. So
when
it
it's
makes
unfolded.
it square-ish more.
Sure.
So I wonder what they're gonna do as far as video and stuff. So when
Yeah.
you're like watching things, maybe you can have multiple apps open at once.
Oh, maybe.
But it's gonna have, I think it said 16 gigs of RAM. So-
That's a lot.
That is a lot for a phone.
Mhm.
Yes.
We've got a YouTube comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't be like Fez and eat them all before your date. Hashtag that 70s show. Oh, Candy, you have me under your spell.
He does, and then he picks up the last one and it pulls the divider up, and there's
And
a
then
bunch
there's more.
I
underneath,
love that.
and he just starts eating
Oh,
them
look, more candy.
nonstop. It's a Valentine's Day miracle.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, the S10 comes out soon. I'm glad we got the S9 when we did because we're gonna skip the first generation of whatever is happening with the Samsung Fold, and maybe there'll be another one coming out next year, or we'll see if how gimmicky this is. It could just fail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, no, it looked kind of clunky because it was a little bit taller too, and it had just black on top and bottom too, so it was
Yeah.
kind of meh.
Well, the first iterations of anything are usually the most flawed.
Do you remember how
Yes.
terrible the iPhone used to look? And it was like
It was
this
just-
big.
It's just it was small and it was
Yeah.
rounded, and you know that's just it's true of anything.
Yeah. It takes time to get a product to where it needs to be.
And you gotta have something to compare it to when making a new one. So
Right.
how do we make it better?
Yep.
Moving on.
Yeah. So what do you guys want to move on to? You want
Let's
to
just go
kind
down
of.
the line.
Oh, okay. So we got some video game news, some movie news going down the line. First, I want to talk about copyright and the Carlton dance and the fact that
Yes.
it is not happening. The copyright. He can't copyright it.
Yep.
Now I didn't read as to why. Did you?
I heard it was just because
I've got the Hollywood Reporter up. So I can
what I
glance.
heard was the move was too simple, like that anybody could do it, so it wasn't all that original.
Yep. It says simple dance routine.
Okay.
And I don't think anybody was arguing that it wasn't simple. It's a very simple dance.
But it's a very well-known
That,
dance.
Unique.
That's the argument.
Yeah.
But they didn't rule on that.
But-
and
I don't think he's gonna rebuttal this.
oh no,
No.
what's the point?
Yeah.
I mean, he
Yeah.
could appeal it,
You can,
but
whether or not
I
it's
thi-
gonna be
again,
successful.
I think it was an attempt at a quick cash grab,
It was.
and
yeah.
now that it failed, he's just like, eh.
It happens, you know, and I just wonder if this is going to go to show like you can't. Now, that's just the Carlton dance. We don't know anything about the floss.
Right.
And there's another one too.
Okay, if they're going to talk about a simple dance move,
The floss is
the
not
floss is
simple.
difficult. Josh and I actually.
I know. I can.
We tried it and it failed.
Well, you were. Your coordination was something else.
I was like, you know what? It can't be that difficult. I made a fool out of myself.
In front of me. So
Obviously.
luckily I. See-
No, I am never doing that on camera. I'm sorry.
What if Twitch, you know, you get some gifted subs going.
Okay, here you go. You make my top donation. I'll show you my if you make a top donation,
What-
I'll show you my version of the floss. It's horrible. I felt like I was doing it, and then I looked down. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Brett, do you ever do any weird stuff like that by yourself
Not
that
at
you
all.
want to mention?
Not at all.
Now the thing is, like, see, Alex and I, we have a lot of conversations that will never see the light of day.
No.
Ever. ever. And those are just some of those moments that you'll never see. It's just
I think I was even in my underwear when I did it.
probably.
I probably was.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to try it. I was probably just in a t-shirt.
Is that
and
why
underwear.
are you giving the weird look?
That was just in.
Is it weird that she would be standing in front of her underwear and her husband?
Before you came in, I was upstairs vacuuming in a t-shirt and underwear.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. And I see you on the
Josh
stairs.
is like, what are you going to do when Brett gets here? I think Brett's here. I'm in the middle of like vacuuming
Well,
upstairs.
last week I came in and you were both up here, and I said, "Is everyone decent?" Well, I couldn't say that this week because you were vacuuming, so I just waited.
Oh, okay.
I'm lucky you assumed.
I mean, it would be like as if like I don't know if it'd be that big of a deal. You'd be like, Alex, put some pants on. Like it would have been a funny thing because.
Depends
I
on
mean,
the
you've seen me in a freaking bathing suit. There's not really a huge difference.
It depends on the level of coverage amongst your cheeks.
I had plenty of coverage.
The more coverage, it's
I had
okay.
more coverage in a bathing suit. I had some boy short panties on.
Yeah. So, anyways, we went from the Carlton dance.
Oh, okay. So we got a comment. Weren't all the WoW dances ripped off from other dances?
The what?
WoW, World
What's-
of Warcraft.
Oh.
I don't
Okay,
know.
WoW
Maybe.
dance is ripped off
I know.
of other
I've
dance?
never
Probably.
played WoW.
I don't know much about World of Warcraft.
Well, there's lots of dances like in the games we mentioned several weeks ago, like
you sent
Saints
a
Row.
whole like playlist.
Well, GameSpot made a whole list
Yeah.
of dances that were. Well, it was the Carlton in several different games.
What was the other link that was sent to me on Facebook that you sent out? There was a couple that you sent out over the week. Wasn't
don't
there?
know.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know, but I know we played
Oh,
Destiny
it was
last
about,
week.
It was about Switch, about a really old game going to the Switch.
Oh, but anyways, I know Destiny has a lot of dances, but they're different just enough to not be exactly like the way that the original dance is
Right,
supposed
they
to
are.
be.
They are because they're choreographed by a different mocap, and they make it that makes it unique.
It's like just enough to not be the same dance.
Right. So, and I don't know if I feel good or bad about this. I don't feel anything towards it.
I really don't care.
It's
I
not
don't
that-
care anymore.
you
I know we
should
made
care.
I know we made an argument
You
like
need, Alex, you need to care about this because
know.
what you have to understand where the line is drawn.
Josh, we argued about this weeks ago,
I
and
know.
I gave you my point. So now I just don't care about arguing it again.
You don't worry about the results anymore.
Yes, like it's
'Cause
just
you've gotten the results.
there's bigger issues and there's bigger things for me to worry about right
There
now.
are, yes,
So,
exactly. The
that there.
Carlton dance that has a game that you don't even play.
Yes, exactly. So there you go. That's my 2 cents.
Yep. So let's move on from that. Other video game news: Rocket League officially launched its all-platform, cross-platform party play.
Whoop whoop.
All platform. Now this is the second cross-platform 100% game to be across all networks, and the other one's Fortnite.
Yep.
So Fortnite and Rocket League are the two holding up where you can get on any of them and play that same game with anybody else on any other console. That's nuts. That's insane.
Go back 20 years.
Go back 5.
20 years.
No, I'm saying like like for a bigger boom.
This war is becoming more of a settlement. This console war is starting to become like
that's what I mean. Like
okay.
it's not an Xbox versus PlayStation anymore.
It's now Nintendo and Xbox versus PlayStation.
Pretty much.
Because PlayStation is the only one that hasn't done full
But
cross
for
other
some reason,
things.
we're getting games that are PlayStation exclusive.
Huh?
Or they get content, or not
they
PlayStation. They get content before we do.
Because that's just contracts.
That's-
Exclusivity deal.
Well, that's what I mean. Like the freaking Black Ops. I want my freaking maps in my new expansion.
It's
Well, I
just
don't
the way
get
it
that
is.
because PlayStation gets it
You
first.
got them for 10 years on the Xbox 360 first.
You did.
So
I want it
it's
now.
Not your turn. It's not your turn.
I want it now.
It's not your turn.
I paid for it. I want it now.
That's why a lot of people jumped ship this generation. A lot of Xbox 360 owners jumped to PlayStation 4.
I don't see Okay, is it because of that one
Well,
exclusivity thing?
One
Not
thing,
doing
but,
it. Not making the
but
switch.
exclusivity was a big thing, a big reason why people jump ship.
Now I don't know how Nintendo
Not about like timed exclusivity, about actual exclusive games.
right, yeah.
Because the Xbox is lacking right now compared to Sony.
But I mean, they're coming back. I mean, Crackdown 3 failed,
Well, it maybe not totally yet.
but it's not getting good
it's
reviews.
It's not getting good reviews for as long as it was in development.
Yeah, and I don't know what else do they have up their sleeve this year?
I don't know.
Do they have anything else planned?
Who knows?
Not that I recall.
That's that. I mean, is Anthem's not?
Hey guys,
It's not exclusive.
not
we've only
exclusive.
got like 3.5 more months until E3.
Yeah, and you know who's not going to be there? Sony.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Sony's not going to be there, and
Yep.
Microsoft and Nintendo are going to have huge.
Woohoo!
I think Nintendo's actually going to be there. I think they said they might.
Okay.
So let's move on from that. There's some movie news. Alex, you had some movie news.
Yeah. So there's gonna be a new oh my gosh, what's it called? A biop or
Okay.
bi.
What
Biop?
are you saying here? A biop?
Is that what it's called?
What's a
biography?
Yes. A
No, a biography is something you
It's-
read.
yeah.
Okay.
A biop. A biop is something you watch, right?
I think so. Hold on, I gotta get it back up. Anyways, there's movie news. That there's gonna be that Chris Hemsworth.
Are you having issues with his name?
I am.
Helmsworth?
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth.
He's going to be portraying Hulk Hogan in a like a of his life. Documentary of his life. What is that?
biography.
A biop.
Yeah,
Biopic?
I
Biopic.
think that's what it's called.
For crying out loud.
Biopic. That's what it's called.
That's cool.
Biopic. There you go.
That's what I said. Speaking of biopics, are you guys going to see the Page movie?
Yeah,
I
I
forgot
want
about
to.
that.
I want to.
I really forgot about that. I thought you would have seen the Lego movie this weekend.
Well, I almost went yesterday
Yeah.
after work, but I just didn't feel like it.
Do you want to see that again, Alex? The Lego movie?
I don't really want to go see it again.
Yeah. Sorry, Brett.
It's okay. I mean, I planned on going alone.
We have to kind of think about our next movie night. You know, we have to do a movie night.
Yeah.
Again. So Chris Hemsworth is going to be a biopic
Biopic.
portraying Hulk Hogan in a what?
It says that. Oh, it's
Is
a
it a
Netflix.
miniseries? Oh, it's Netflix.
It says it's going to be Netflix. Okay, it says
Wow.
the Netflix film will reportedly focus on Hogan's rise to fame and will be similar to an origin story.
That's cool.
The film will not focus on recent events,
they
including
don't want to.
including the lawsuit and the published sex tape.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You heard about Hulk Hogan's sex
That
tape.
was like 10 years ago.
It was a while ago.
But it shut an entire company down.
Yeah.
So
Gawker.
far there's not a release date, but
That's cool though. If that's
the guy
just announced.
that directed the Hangover films is going to be the one.
Todd
he's
Todd
going to
Phillips,
be
right? That's his name?
Phillips. Yes, he's going to be the producer.
That's cool. I'm really excited about that. I think I heard about Eric Bischoff being tied to that too. Being tied to a Hulk Hogan.
I didn't see it. I don't see.
I wouldn't doubt it. Eric Bischoff. And,
Actually, yeah, it is going to be directed and produced by Todd Phillips.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
so-
exciting. I've actually.
Yeah, so there you go.
I loved Hogan in the '90s. I love to hate him too.
I'm not a huge fan of Hogan, but the Hogan Rock.
Match.
Yes, like just their chemistry together,
That
like
was
that.
good.
That's fun going back and like I never watched wrestling back then, but going back and watching
That's
that,
back when there was the energy.
like it makes me want to go back, like
Yeah.
relive that.
Why do you think everyone talks about that era being the glory days of wrestling?
It was awesome.
Because
Now it just
was.
sucks.
Now it's too
It's too-
mainstream.
I don't know.
It's too something.
Yeah.
But I want to see the new promotion coming up. That was the AEW or something like that. But Chris Hemsworth, I could see him looking like Hogan. I mean, I could see the resemblance when Hogan looked younger. I mean, when he looked younger, he had a different form to him in the 70s and 80s. Brett, are you here?
Oh my god.
He looks like he
I
just.
don't have much to say about wrestling because you know my position.
You know my
Oh.
position too,
Except you give in to the big pay-per-views.
because those are the reasons to watch.
But if you're going to say I'm not going to support them because they're garbage, then you just cut them off.
How about this?
Who's
Jo-
getting the money?
Josh and I would not okay, if we weren't doing this with friends, like watching the big, like, the WrestleMania and stuff, if we weren't doing that with friends, we probably wouldn't watch it.
No.
So it's mainly more for, like, a big get-together, like a 4th of July barbecue kind of thing, but we're getting together to watch, like, wrestling and hang out and...
Yeah, Brett, you
with-
should join us and maybe
especially
see
with,
how
like,
it goes.
with the Rumble's fun because, for one, you don't know who, and you're putting your money down on, like, it's just gambling, but it's like a fun, like, oh, I have this person, oh, this person sucks, I have this, oh, this person's good, and then it turns the night into a fun, it's a fun event.
Yeah.
Okay, but in comparison, people that decided for the 2017 season that they were going to boycott the NFL because of all the kneeling during the whatever, they didn't, then watch the playoffs and the Super Bowl. They cut it out completely because they didn't agree with what was going on.
Yeah, but we're not boycotting it. We're just saying, hey,
I
it's
have no
getting
reason to
old and
boycott.
Oh, okay, but I'm boycotting.
oh, okay.
So that means
They're
I'm
gonna
not
miss
going to
you,
watch
Brett.
anything. That is not the point. It's not the point, and you know it.
You're making a stand for nobody.
Well, for myself,
For
that I'm not
himself?
going to support.
You're so proud.
Crap. Why are you putting me down for this?
Well, I'm not. I'm saying that
You are!
You don't need to be so negative towards it.
I can choose to not support something if I want to.
That's fine.
And
with
the
me.
WWE is that.
I get it.
You shouldn't be putting me down for that.
But you're making me feel bad about not putting it down enough.
Well,
Yes,
I didn't mean to
you
make feel
are.
bad.
For once, I'm actually agreeing
Let me
with him.
respond. I wasn't trying to make you feel bad. I was just trying to say,
Yes, you were.
you came on the show and said, I'm done with the WWE.
I am done paying for it.
We're done paying for
So here, okay.
That's very true. We're not paying for it, but if someone else has it, we're going over there and watch it. We'll watch it with people.
If I'm invited, of course.
Right?
I'm not going to pay money to watch a pay-per-view, but I will go and put my money down to gamble on the WWE.
Well, I mean, you got to keep it alive somehow.
I know. We have to make a game out of it in order to watch it now.
We do.
Because it's unwatchable.
Mania's not, though. WrestleMania, you're really excited about a lot of different things that happen. There's a lot of surprises. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. I just accidentally closed them.
Oh, you freaked out. You're like, oh, are we still live? We are.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. But, so yeah, that, Hogan. That was fun. Do you have anything else you want to add to with movie and video game news?
No, but I will say that we got a lot of attention here on our YouTube channel for me not being able to talk tonight
Yeah.
about me trying to come up with biopic. They're like, I've got biopic. A biopic? Hemsworth. A biopic. Good Lord. Biopic. Got so
That's
many
great.
people trying to correct me. I'm sorry. We have it. I got it right. It's a biopic. Okay.
It's
Got
getting hot
it.
in here, guys.
I
Brett and
know.
I
It
got
is warm
heated
in
there
here.
for a second.
All right. Anyways, let's move on, guys.
So I came up with a segment kind of right now that I want to go to that I came up with last week in my head. It's movies and or video games that you hated at first play or play through.
Or board games.
You want to do board games?
Yep.
I mean, if you want to be boring like that and do board games.
No, I have perfect examples.
Okay. So any of those sorts, anything that you've found of those three medias, things that you hated at first but loved and got addicted to afterwards, or really, really, really just had to go back to, or you just enjoyed it afterwards. And I mean, I have a list here of 3 of each, and if you guys have a couple,
I don't think I could come up with 3.
that's okay because I had time to think on this myself, and I just gave it to you guys right before the precast. So
I'm still getting it wrong.
what?
I just read all everybody's comments and they're like, "Oh my God, you're still getting it wrong." Biopic.
Biopic.
No, it's a biopic.
Biopic. What was I saying wrong? I just read everybody's biopic. Like, am I reading this wrong?
Okay, Google.
Biopic.
How do you say biopic?
Biopic. Seriously.
Shut up.
What am I saying wrong?
How to say biopic by YouTube. I have to better turn my sound on, I guess.
Am I saying it wrong? How do I say it? I have someone said.
Biopic.
Oh, biopic.
So what's a biopic?
Nothing. It's said wrong is what it is.
No, I've definitely
Biopic.
heard biopic before.
Okay, but that's Google Translate right there.
I have never.
Everybody is like yelling at me on YouTube right now.
I have never heard of biopic as a thing.
Really?
Okay, I guess that's what it is. It's a biopic. Okay, got it.
Got it.
Jeez, let's make that the title.
I'm chalking that one up as an opinion.
As an opinion.
That's just
All
like
right.
your opinion, man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, now we've got people laughing. Okay, apparently I got it right this time. Okay, what were we talking about now?
We were talking about
games. All right.
No, stuff you hate and then love.
Yeah, games.
Yeah, games and video and movies. So either one you have. So I want to start. I have actually a movie that I actually want to talk about. That I actually got to get to my documents here because I had it up. Doctor Strange. That was a movie I went to the theater and I absolutely loathed. I hated it to death. And then I watched it on Netflix right before we saw Infinity War when we were doing the whole chain of Marvel movies. And oh my gosh, it's great. It's great.
I liked it in the
Doctor
theater.
Strange is a fantastic film.
It
And I don't
is.
know why I hated it at first. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it. I don't
Maybe.
know. But that I wonder if that's the same with me and Black Panther. I think I need to
I
do
think
another
you need to watch
watch.
it again because it was an amazing movie.
I think I'm going to give it a second try because I did not like
Look
the
at all the
first
freaking
playthrough.
awards that it got.
I don't awards schmords. Awards mean nothing these days.
Agreed.
I still think that they mean something.
I
No.
don't think so.
No.
No.
Form your own opinion.
There are
Okay.
plenty of other things out there that don't get recognized for what they are.
That is very true. But
Who's
I'm
to
not,
say this is a fantastic thing due to the fact that a handful of 10 people in Hollywood who have been there for over 30 years
Well,
love.
that's just it. Just because it wins an Oscar for Best Picture, the
Doesn't
whole-
make it
the whole
fantastic.
thing is subjective.
Yeah, right? Right, exactly. Like there's plenty of Oscar winners that I will never watch.
Exactly.
That's 'cause I don't care
I'm
to.
gonna let you know this, okay? That just might be me, but I have more of an incentive to watch things that are just like, oh, it got like 10 Grammy or 10
That's fine.
Oscars or
I
something.
do
Like,
look up
oh,
awards.
hey, like this must be a great movie.
When it mattered. Now it's a political stunt.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go into politics here.
Agreed.
We got way off that rabbit hole here. Doctor Strange.
Okay. Okay, movies, games that you
Do
hate.
you have a movie that you hated that you wound up loving afterwards?
I can't really think necessarily of a movie, but like I said, I've got board game.
Fine.
I absolutely hated Monopoly as a child, and I love playing Monopoly.
We gotta
as an
play
adult.
the Xbox version again. Get drunk and play it again.
Yes, we do. But I'm just saying, like that's definitely one.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yes.
Or I hated it. Now I love it.
It's due to
But
your
I-
competitive nature.
It's that, but it's also like I think it was just too complex for me as a child,
Mhm.
and now it's like, oh, this is actually a lot of fun. And I used to love playing the game of life, and now it's just like it makes me like hate it. Like just because you go through it, you're like, it's not that easy.
No, it's not.
Like it just makes me think of like life in general when I play it. And then when you're a kid, you're like, oh, I got a car and I graduated college and like all this stuff. And then now they should make a life game. Real life is what they should actually.
The game of real life.
The game of real life is what they should do. Don't go to college. All right, if you go into college, yes, I know that when you go to college, you start with less money. It should be like you start with a whole bunch of negative money and then try to win at the end of the game, but you won't.
Okay, so here's the thing, though. If you want to go by today's standards, yes, we would call it millennial real game of life, in a sense.
Sure.
Now, one thing you'd want to do with that probably is actually give them the chance for scholarships, too.
Yeah.
At the beginning of that.
Yeah.
That's how I'd revamp that.
No, that's what I would think. But that's one of mine. Okay, Brett.
Think of
you
a
got some
movie,
stuff?
Alex, next
I'm
for
thinking,
next
I'm
round.
So a movie. So I can't remember one that I hated, but a movie I didn't really care for, and then I watched it again and I loved it. Is my favorite movie, which is The Punisher.
You hated it at first.
What did I just say?
You
I
should-
didn't hate it at
No,
first.
as in that was
But
your,
then
that's something
I-
that you stuck in your head that you didn't like at first.
Correct.
So
And I gave it a second chance, and I'm like, this is actually awesome.
was the setting different?
I
People you
don't-
were with?
I don't think so, because I think I watched it alone.
Oh. Okay.
But
Was there a reason that it changed your mind?
I don't remember, because that one came out in 2004, and I watched it in 2004.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it's been my favorite movie for since the second time I watched it, basically.
Yeah.
Or maybe I didn't realize it was my favorite when I did enjoy it, but it over time just became my favorite because it was one that I could always watch. And there was a lot of times when it was on Netflix, I would just put it on and let it play.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
Another one that I might actually get a little bit of flack for is The Village.
I was just gonna say that. It's like The Village, as and we've said that so much since we started this podcast, that when we were younger, as teenagers, this was
Shyamalan was the horror guy.
he was the
of
horror
our
guy.
generation
He had
for
Signs.
a little bit.
He had, what were the big movies leading up to The
Signs
Village?
and The Sixth Sense were the two that were his scary
Yeah,
ones.
well, he
And
also,
then
I
he
know,
also had
but-
Unbreakable.
And then he had Unbreakable. So he had
Yeah.
these like great movies, and you saw like, oh my gosh, this is going to be like a. And the endings are always like, whoa, you're never gonna forget or predict the ending.
Yeah,
And then you see The Village, and all of the advertisements were advertising all of the. They took scenes from the movie that look scary, but they're really not scary.
Yeah.
And then what this movie ended up being was a drama.
Which is fine if you
But
take it as that.
If you go into it watching The Village as an adult now and know what it's supposed to be about, and you watch it, you're like, wow, that's a really good idea. It's very original.
Mhm.
Like, it's a great movie.
I
It
love
really
it.
is. It's a really good movie.
Now, some people will be like, "Oh, it was terrible either way." Now, I mean,
just get it out of your head and watch it again.
yeah. The Happening.
I'm not even going back to The
I
Happening.
tried to like,
Nope.
and I even bought it.
Yeah, I know. We should throw it away.
Try selling it. You won't get much for it, but
I have another one since Alex kind of had The Village with me.
No, I had one.
Oh, you have another one then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if it counts.
Yeah.
Because I've only saw like the first 10 minutes when I was younger.
What?
Halloween.
But you hate.
That's the thing. Like, I don't hate it. Like we
you
we
love to
You're talking
know
about
that it's a garbage
original.
film.
Yes, the original Halloween. So like when I was younger, I was like, "Oh my god, this is the scariest thing ever! I'm not gonna watch it." And then I watched the scene that I hated as a child, and I watched it as an adult, and I'm like, the whole movie is actually just fun to sit through and make fun of. Like, just the other
Yeah.
night, Josh and I had
Well, yeah,
pulled
we were
up
watching the thing about how cheap it was made.
how cheap it was made. Josh got to the scene, like they pulled up the scene where she takes like what
The clothes hanger.
clothes
metal
hanger and,
or
like-
no, it's a spike.
was it?
Or what was it that she stuck in the?
clothes hanger.
It was a clothes hanger.
Yeah.
It was
And
a
she,
wire
like-
clothes hanger.
Wasn't it in his neck?
It
Right.
was like his neck
think
or
so.
something, and then
Yeah.
he dropped to the floor. Like, that's it. Movie's over.
I was like, and that's when Alex threw her phone.
Like, it's a movie that I can enjoy as an adult. Like, I see kind of the cult following
Mhm.
behind it, but as a child getting into it, I was like, this is the scariest movie ever. And you hear these people that grew up watching that movie like, that's a scary movie, and then I enjoy it now as more of I take it for what it is now.
Right.
So
Well,
I get
you
Halloween's
just-
one.
You just have to remember the time in which it was
Yes.
made.
With that, I appreciate it, but it's also funny to watch.
Yep.
It's a funny horror movie to me.
Yeah.
It created what we have
Appreciate it for
now.
what it's-
It created
what it is,
the horror rules, I guess.
Sure.
Oh, right.
The rules that movies are that go by now. They go by now. So
Yeah.
there we go. That's one of mine.
You got one more, Brett?
I don't have another movie, but I do have a video game.
Okay, I can go to video games. I got a couple.
So, Assassin's Creed 3. When
Yeah,
it
you
came out,
hated that.
it
Well,
was-
you didn't hate. You could have passed on it. You said.
when it was coming off of Assassin's Creed 2, which some
Mhm.
people say is the peak of the series.
Not anymore. It's 4.
Probably. Well, some people like 2 better than 4, but 4 was still really good. Anyway, the intro was like 6 hours long, and you're playing as a kid. The controls were just crazy complicated versus what everybody got used to in 2, which was fairly simple. They just added more to it, and it was just weird.
You
And
said
just-
you
what?
said the beginning you played as a kid for 6 hours.
You start as a child and you play as a teenager, and it's a good 4 to 6 hours.
I
is
played
the opening
3.
act.
I played 3, and I don't remember being that young. Like after
yeah.
in for a
You
while,
play as a kid, sure.
he wasn't that young.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't see him as that young then.
Are you sure you're talking about 3?
Yeah, it's the one where they're talking about the Revolutionary War.
It is.
Yeah, and you play as the Native American.
Yes.
Yeah.
Connor.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure anyway, because
I played that one. I remember playing 2 and 3 and 4. I played all 4 of them. I've played at least a good couple hours of each.
Mhm.
I've given them all tries.
Well, it's multiple hours anyway to where before you are a full-grown assassin like you are as you start in most of the others.
Okay.
And the controls were just kind of janky, and I'm like, this is stupid. And I took a break from it, and it was hyped big time. It was kind of a major disappointment for across the industry. And I went back to it, and it just kind of clicked. And a lot of times if it's not working in a game, you give it a break and go back to it, and you might.
Yeah.
More often than not, you'll probably get it. Well, I did, and I ended up really enjoying it.
Okay, that's good. For me, I
love that time period. I love that they
me
did
too.
it
That's
in
why
the Revolutionary War.
I wanted to love Assassin's Creed 3, but it didn't tell the story that I wanted it to.
The story was okay,
Yeah.
but the atmosphere was good enough to kind of overlook the story.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, they used trees pretty well, I'd say, in that one.
Yes.
I have one last one.
That was the first time you could do it in the trees.
I have last one.
I have one. I have a game for me, and that
First
would be
time.
that would be the Call of Duty series. I would just want to say the series in general. Like, I disliked the multiplayer for Modern Warfare 2, and that was the big one. That was the big one. And the reason why I disliked the multiplayer is because I wasn't used to that game style.
Right.
But then Black Ops came out, and I got really used to the Call of Duty formula. Because of the split screen that Alex and I were able to play together, we were able to learn it together. Due to split screen, Alex and I have become gamers. We became gamers. And with the Black Ops series, the first one, when it came out, and it had that option of playing multiplayer online, split screen, I was blown away. And Alex and I fell in love with the Call of Duty series. Then I went back to Modern Warfare 2 because it was still relevant, because it was 1 year after Modern Warfare 2 was Black Ops.
Right.
So that was right when Call of Duty was at the best, right there. 2 and Black Ops and Black Ops 2, like in that area right there, and Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4. That was all the pinnacle of the best Call of Duties, in my opinion. And I went back to 2, and I could play the multiplayer just fine. And I loved it. And I thought it was great. Due to the fact that advancing in the series, I was able to take a step back. And you don't normally find that with a lot of them, because once you go to the next one with video games, you never go back. But for Call of Duty, since they were doing multiple studios and they were doing annual releases, you're able to get a different game style with each one. So I was very fortunate in that, by learning from Black Ops, that Modern Warfare 2 was actually worth playing the multiplayer. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. You have one? Last one?
I do. It's nothing specific, but it's a genre thing.
Yeah, I had one.
Okay. Mine would be, I absolutely hated, and this is actually what made me like do so poorly in this subject in school, is I absolutely hated like social studies and history and anything to do with those two subjects from beginning of like elementary school all the way through high school. I hated it. Hated watching documentaries. I fell asleep. And then I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden, like as an adult, I love watching documentaries. It's fun. I love learning history. And I mean, I'm talking like I'd get like D's in the freaking class, and I was more like an A student, and I was like, I just was not interested at all in history, and it's one subject that I wish I would have paid more attention to when I was younger, and I feel like it grabbed guys, like boys, more, just because of like war and fighting and like all this other stuff, and I was just like
told that way, yeah,
and I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I was just not interested in it at all. Like parent teacher conferences, that's what they would talk about. It's like, Alex sucks at history. Like, you cannot ask me, when was this war, when was that war, when did this happen? I'm like, I have no idea. I would suck at the "Do you want to be a millionaire?" or whatever, 5th grader edition, whatever. What does Jeff Foxworthy do?
Are you smarter than a
yes,
5th grader?
That one. I would not be in that subject for sure. But I love watching documentaries on like history and stuff now. Like, it's fascinating. I love it.
Did you see a game?
I think you combined Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with Are You Smarter Than a 5th grader? Do you want to be smarter than a 5th grader?
Do you want to be? Did I say that?
Did you say a game, Alex?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I said no. I said that was like my thing is documentaries. Like, it's not a game, it's not a movie, but it's something that I hated, like kind of in that same thing, like TV show movie thing. Like, I absolutely hated it so much. I hated it in school.
Form, because
I like it now.
You wanted to watch the Fire documentary that was on Hulu.
Oh yeah.
And I said I want to take a break from documentaries, because we just watched the Ted Bundy tapes.
We finished the Ted Bundy tapes. Yeah.
And I want to say this. In those 6 episodes, by watching them and hearing the tapes and hearing about that,
he would have been convicted if it was now, like that, if it was for internet.
Well, hold on.
How about that?
What I want to say is, due to watching this, it really I had some nightmares.
Yeah, like Josh was like, all right, like he told me either last night or the night before. He's like, just let you know, I know we watched this last week, but like that Ted Bundy thing's really getting to me. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, he's like,
Really
I'm
did.
not sleeping well. Like,
I haven't slept well. For
I
like
thought
a
it was
week.
just more interesting, like, and I just can't believe that it went on for so long.
Yeah.
Was kind of my deal with it.
I enjoy documentaries because I think you get a lot more information than any other.
Depends on the bias, though, is what I worry about.
Well, it's true.
Yeah.
That is
True.
one big thing that I always worry about, because when I was in high school, I remember Michael Moore's documentaries, and holy bias right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One-sided, and I don't care your political stance on anything. I don't care. What I mean is, you can't lean one way without telling both sides of the story.
Well,
and I
and
don't
that's
want to
the
get
thing.
that.
If it depends on what it's trying to accomplish. Because if it's just telling a story, and of course, then you can say, well, you can skew that view.
You
know?
can.
Yeah.
You absolutely
So,
can.
You know, especially about the fire, you heard about. You didn't even. Billy wasn't even in it.
Did
know?
you did you see the photo that came out from the I think it was the Brit Awards. I'm gonna show it. Brit Awards. Oh, it's RIT. BRIT. Damn, spacebar is next to the B on my phone. Brit Awards meme. Fire meme. Someone did a fire festival meme of a cheese sandwich, or a sandwich or whatever.
Because that's the food they served.
Yeah.
Oh, the cheese sandwich.
Someone did it. Someone did.
They said that is what crushed the whole entire thing, was the tweet about the cheese sandwich. That's what tore the whole thing down.
Yeah, we talked about that
Yeah.
when we were talking about the documentary.
I did see that there is another documentary on Hulu called
You
like
said
Fire
that?
Festival. So I just skimmed through it today, and I was like, oh man, that's right, we got to watch that. But
I'm gonna guess this is it. Yeah, Brit Awards kicks off with Savage Fire Festival parody and shows a
oh my god,
the sandwich in
Nice.
styrofoam and everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share this to YouTube.
Okay.
So
Anyways, I'm gonna go through just a couple comments that we have here
Okay.
on YouTube real quick. Let's see here. Going back to all like the movies we hated and all that stuff. Movie Ready Player One. I hated it. Honestly hated it. Now it's not so bad.
oh, I love Ready Player One.
Play Redneck Game of Life instead, which I have. That Redneck
That's
Life
just a
is
comedy.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I love Redneck Life. You try to be the person with the most teeth at the end of the game.
That is a very long comment.
You don't have. I don't think you have money. It's just teeth. It's a really fun game to play.
Yeah.
Let's see. Probably Titanic for me. I hated it because it made me cry a lot, but now I love watching it. The music, the effects, the drama. It's just great. True, I still ugly cry, but I love it now. Donkey Kong 64 for me because I was always getting frustrated and I couldn't beat a mini game. That Tiny Kong was really annoying. And that's all. That's what I have for that.
Right on.
All right.
I hate my phone. Just want to say that. I'm trying to share this
This
frickin' link to YouTube.
So are we done with that?
Yeah. I just wanted to go on that. I had another one, but it's not really that
Do
great.
we have time for one more? Which one do you want to do?
I kind of want to go over the 25 movies.
Yeah, that's
All
fine.
right, let's do it.
Let's do
yeah.
it.
So we had this brought up in our precast meeting, which
It's the number 3 trending hashtag on Twitter right now, which is it's hashtag movies. Well, what was it? I'll pull it up real quick. It's like movies I haven't seen.
Movies I haven't seen or something like
Or
that.
admit movies I haven't seen is the hashtag.
Okay.
now I looked up on IMDb the top 25 movies of all time. Now
Well, I thought we were doing the top 25 most popular movies.
this is going to be the same thing.
No.
Well, let's see what this list says.
All right.
So I want to say the first one is Godfather.
I have not seen
I
it.
have not seen it.
None of us then.
Nope.
None of us have seen it.
Oh,
Now
I've always meant to because I like mob and mafia type movies, but
I'm
I just
really
haven't.
surprised you haven't, of all people
I
that
know.
I know that
'Cause
love
you guys
mob
don't
movies.
like them.
I like The Departed.
Yeah, but that one's a weaker
It's a Scorsese film.
one. I mean, if it is, but it's looser not looser base, but there's lesser suggestion to mafia or mob.
So just scrolling through Twitter right now at like looking at the comments for the hashtag,
Uh-huh.
I've seen The Godfather pop up 3 times already. There's a lot of people, I guess, our age. They're just like, I've never seen The Godfather.
Yeah, and I just wonder, it's too late for our time.
I think it might be too late.
Yeah.
So hey, if you're a person that's
72 is when it came out.
that's pretty close to our age, so in in your 30s, or late 20s, let us know. And if you've seen it, let us know. Do you think would we still enjoy it? Do you think there's hope?
It's 3 hours long.
It's
Is
a
it
long
really?
one.
Yeah,
And the other thing about
that's hard
The
to sit
Departed is that's the Irish mob,
through.
whereas most other mob movies are the Italian mob.
Italian mob, yes. Italian mafia, yeah. Next movie is The Shawshank Redemption.
I did just watch that.
You did. Now,
Y'all haven't.
Nope.
Somebody keep a running tally.
Alex, can you do that?
I'm looking at the hashtag.
I can't keep a tally.
Somebody got a
Chat,
pen?
keep tally.
I'll
you
write it
can.
on my arm.
So you are 1 for 2. We are 0 for 2. Next
Okay.
one, Citizen Kane.
Nope.
This I hear is huge.
Yes,
This
which
is
yes.
Pacino, right?
No, Orson Welles.
This is an old
41.
old
I
movie.
thought Al Pacino was in it. Oh,
Citizen
1941.
Kane. Yeah.
Yes,
Al
it's
Pacino was
old.
definitely not.
I
in
always
it.
see
That's
it when
correct.
when Josh and I watch like top 10 or top movies of all time. That is always on there.
Citizen Kane, I hear, is so good. It's only 2 hours long,
Mhm.
but it's all in black and white.
Hey, 2 hours for a 1941
So,
movie.
so here's what Citizen Kane is about. Following the death of a publishing tycoon, news reporters scramble to discover the meaning of his final utterance, which his final utterance was Rosebud. Now, I've heard about people
Yes, which
memeing
I've-
this all the
yeah,
time.
I've seen
so Alex and I are 0 for 3. Brett, you're 1 for 3.
They're keeping a tally on,
Okay, good.
on
I
YouTube.
see
for
it.
us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Next one is Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back.
Well,
We-
all of
we're
us,
fine.
all of
course.
us have seen that.
We're
Of course
fine
it's
with that one.
Empire. Everybody
Yes.
loves Empire.
Empire was great. New Hope is one of them. I'm sorry. Don't like A New Hope. Sorry, I'm that one person.
I forgot she was up here.
She's been with us the
She's
whole
been
time.
sleeping in my lap. Oh,
Yep.
my leg's tired. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yep.
I'm ready.
Next one is The Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
All of
I mean,
them.
any Lord of the Rings we've seen. We've
Yep.
seen them all.
Seen them all.
Yep. And Alex and I just watched the whole trilogy last month, 2 months ago. We went through the whole trilogy.
Yep.
Extended cut.
I need to because I haven't watched them since 14, I think.
Yeah, we haven't watched them since we first moved here. So yeah, same
13.
thing. Next one, The Dark Knight.
Oh, yeah.
Seen it.
Yep. I want to
Great
see that
movie.
again. Actually, I almost turned that one on again.
I
but
watched it in June, I think.
I don't know if I want to go through the whole trilogy though, because I always skip.
Yeah, I was
Begins.
like, I don't know if I can go through the whole
I'd
trilogy.
prefer to watch Begins than Rises, but that's well documented what I think of Rises versus what you guys think.
Yeah. See, I've watched Begins enough.
All right. So, Brett, you are for sure. Begins is better than Rises.
Correct.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. We're keeping it at that. All right, next.
12 Angry Men.
I don't even know. If
I
I
don't
know
know
what
what
that is.
I have.
Oh,
I
even
have
know. I don't
seen
know what
this
that
film.
is.
This is about a jury. A jury holdout attempts to prevent a miscarriage of justice by forcing his colleagues to reconsider the evidence. So it's all about a court case. So
Okay, never seen it.
yeah,
So,
I've seen
all
it.
right, so Josh has seen something we both haven't.
1957. It's an hour and a half long.
Wow.
Yeah, we owned that movie. I had to get it for college because it was
Okay.
part of my literature class. Schindler's List.
Yep.
I have not seen Schindler's List.
What?
Nope.
You have not seen the
No,
Schindler's List?
I have
Oh,
not.
Well,
It's
too.
nope, I haven't.
I'm saying you're not gonna see it.
I'm not.
You wouldn't want
It's
to.
on Netflix right now.
I have been told that I probably shouldn't watch it.
It's longer than Titanic.
I don't have issues with the length of a movie as long as it's good.
I think it's good.
Okay. Yeah, it's black and white. Liam Neeson.
Yep.
And Ray
Spielberg
Fiennes,
directed
Ben
it.
Kingsley. Yeah, it's based in World War II.
Mm-hmm.
So Schindler's List. Next one, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I have seen this.
Nope.
Clint Eastwood.
I have not.
I have not.
My dad is a Clint Eastwood guy. So
Yeah.
is my grandpa. Like he's my grandpa from Minnesota. Well, they're both from Minnesota. On my mother's side, he is big into westerns.
I always prefer John Wayne to Clint Eastwood.
He's big on John Wayne. But he'd have Clint Eastwood on, I'm sure. And I do remember him having it on, if not my dad. My dad liked a lot of his cop work, his detective work.
like Dirty Harry.
Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and I'm the opposite. I don't like westerns.
I know you don't. You will not play Red Dead Redemption due to this.
Yeah, it's boring to me.
I get it. The next one is going to be a no on all of us, and that's the sequel of Godfather Part 2.
Yep.
Mhm.
We have not seen that.
Yep, have not seen it.
This next one, Alex is going to get a point.
I am?
It's Pulp Fiction.
Yes, I've seen Pulp Fiction. Love Pulp Fiction. Everybody needs to watch Pulp Fiction.
Have you
haven't?
seen it?
I haven't.
I have.
Extremely quotable movie.
I love it.
Love it.
One of my favorite quotes of all time. English MFer, do you speak it?
And that's from this.
Oh my god.
Would
I
you
love
mind
it.
sitting down and watching it?
Yeah.
No, not at all. I've always meant to. I just haven't.
You would like it. It's a Brett movie.
It's about different stories of different people that all come together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and it's really good. It's really good. Sean Travolta, Uma Thurman, Samuel
Bruce
Jackson,
Willis.
Bruce Willis,
It's
Ving Rhames,
star-studded.
star-studded cast. List
Great
goes
movie.
on. Next one, Fight Club.
Seen it.
Yes.
Brett,
Yep.
you can now say that you've seen
I
it.
have.
Fight Club is great.
Fight
If you
Club's
haven't seen it,
amazing.
we can't talk about it.
Nope. Can't talk about Fight Club. Go watch it.
Psycho.
No,
I have not seen Psycho.
I have.
that's the Christian Bale, right?
No.
that's American
No, no,
Psycho.
no.
Oh, Psycho's
No.
an old one.
That's the old one.
Oh my gosh.
Alfred
Hitchcock. Yes. You have not seen Psycho.
Nope.
Wow. That's interesting. That one's 1960. It's an hour 49. 2001, A Space Odyssey.
Nope.
Nope.
I've seen the end,
I have
Doesn't
not
count.
seen it.
and I've
You
seen
have
some
to see
of
the
it.
whole thing.
I know. I don't count.
have not seen it.
And I wonder if that's too late too, because that's 1968.
Yeah.
The effects, I absolutely.
You realize any movie that's 30 years or older is going to have the Halloween effect.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's gonna be well. I don't know. Star Wars holds up pretty well.
Yeah, but we watched it in the
It
90s.
doesn't matter.
It does matter. Think
I-
about watching something.
Okay, well, talk to kids right now, or talk to anybody who is anybody like.
But that's what I mean. We were alive in.
Do we know anybody who has not seen Star Wars?
I don't
Yes.
know.
Who?
I've got somebody at work.
And they probably won't.
Anyone? Okay, well, yeah. I just wonder if I could get someone's reaction today and seeing of them watching them and them saying whether or not it was good due to its effects.
like
and stuff.
Ted Mosby did.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Next movie, Metropolis, 1927.
Nope.
No. That's in a futuristic city sharply divided between the working class and the city planners, the son of the city's mastermind falls in love with a working class prophet who predicts the coming of a savior to mediate their differences.
Nope.
Interesting.
Never seen it.
That I could see a remake on that. Number 16, Star Wars: A New Hope.
Yes.
Yes, we've all seen that. Number 17, Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring.
Yes.
Yep.
My favorite.
Oh boy. Number 18, The Matrix.
Yes.
I have seen The Matrix.
Wow,
You
really?
have.
You've seen the
I have.
Matrix?
Wait, does that mean you recently watched it?
No, it was 20 years
You haven't
ago.
seen the sequels.
Correct.
Yeah.
I only saw The Matrix.
The Matrix, yes.
The Matrix.
The 19 out of 25, Casablanca.
Nope.
I've seen scenes. I have not seen the whole movie.
Right.
Do you know the main actor in that movie?
I've got it right here.
Oh, shoot. Humphrey Bogart.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Can you name the actress?
No.
Ingrid Bergman.
Okay.
Number 20, The Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody's seen
I'm
that.
tired of the remakes.
You can't say that. You can't say everybody's seen The Wizard of Oz.
Most people have seen that.
You know, I just wonder what the audience's reaction was to that.
I don't think I've ever watched a remake of Wizard of Oz.
There's one that was really good. It was a miniseries, had Zoe Deschanel. It was called
Yeah,
Oz.
yeah.
I think it was called Oz. Pretty sure it was called Oz. That one was really good.
Have you? I'm going to suggest this. Like, if it ever comes to into our city again, but it's The Wizard of Oz is also a musical.
Yeah, Wicked.
No, Wicked is a complete. Well, I can't say it's completely, but anyway, so no, it's not Wicked.
Oh.
But
Whoops.
it is The Wiz.
Yeah, that was the one that was Michael Jackson, right? The movie was The Wiz.
Well, I mean, there's a movie.
Was that Michael Jackson?
No, it's not. I don't think it's Michael Jackson.
Am
No,
I just
no,
saying that?
it's the African American version of like The Wizard of Oz.
I'm pretty sure that's Michael Jackson then.
It might be. I don't know who's in it, but I've seen the actual.
Because when Michael Jackson died, The Wiz was out. Like they brought it out.
I've seen the actual movie
have
The
no
Wiz,
idea.
and I've seen the musical The Wiz, and it's amazing. Like it's almost, I think it's honestly better than The Wizard of Oz. Like it's a lot of fun.
Next movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yep.
Love it.
Love it. Yep. I liked all the Indiana
I actually
Jones.
had that playing
Except for 2.
yesterday while I took a nap.
I hate 2. Temple of Doom is terrible.
It is. It's horrible.
It's
unwatchable.
It's not terrible. I don't think it's unwatchable.
I skipped
Oh, you were right, Josh. Michael Jackson played the Scarecrow.
it. Ooh. So, next movie, Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Yeah.
You've seen it.
Okay. I'm
You've
gonna
seen
say I
it.
was like, I'd have to look at Josh for that one
You
because
have
I don't
seen
know if
it.
I've seen it or
Yes.
not because
How
I
do
get
you
them.
not
I
remember
get them all
G2?
mixed up.
Oh, well, T2 is the one where...
T2 is the best one.
It is. It is the best Terminator.
I don't remember any
Okay,
of
so
them.
Terminator 2 is about Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's the first time he portrayed the good guy.
Yes.
in the
Okay,
series,
is that
so,
the
of course,
one? Okay, hold on. Is that the one with the guy that's liquidy?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
metal guy.
Yes, ILM did that.
Yes, I've seen that
They
one.
talk about that in the Jurassic Park
okay,
documentary.
I've seen that one.
Yeah. Next one, Seven Samurai. I've seen the remake.
No, not
No.
seen it.
I think it was a remake. Pretty
That,
sure it
so
was a
then
remake.
that's a no for you.
It's a no.
I have
Yes.
not seen it.
Yep. Vertigo.
No.
No, that's another Alfred Hitchcock film.
No, I have not seen Vertigo.
And the last one, Forrest Gump.
Yes.
Seen it.
Yes, everyone's seen that.
So-
that, I mean, majority of
Paige
people
is
out there.
keeping score. Tally it a final score, Paige, because you kept a running total and I appreciate it. So make sure you
Yes,
hit
get our
final.
Get our final scores and let us know in order because you've got number, and number.
So,
whose numbers are whose?
I have
Probably
a
from left to
game.
right.
I have a game for next week that may go a little bit better, and
Yeah.
that is the top 25 movies after 1990.
Okay, that's a good
So-
one.
Okay.
We can relate to that a little bit better.
I think
'Cause-
I wonder if people have a list out there or something
But
that
this
we
was
can go
this list, Josh, was titled what?
25 of all
top-
time.
of all time.
Of
Yes,
all time.
and that's from IMDb. And I'm not going to link that.
I
They've
just
made
go to
lists of all
IMDb.
time. Yeah, IMDb makes lists like that all the time, and they update them periodically. So I think it's time we got out of here. We're hitting time.
Yep, we gotta
Alex, you
get.
wanna talk about your Twitch.
Hey, if you would like to watch me game or just join in and talk and
Which button?
all that other stuff here, Josh is trying to turn me on.
What?
That's not it.
He's trying to turn my headset on.
Wrong button.
I don't know which button.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. Is
Oh
it,
my god.
Is it that one?
That's the spot.
Ha!
Wow, we love that. We love doing this in the right. Josh wins. Brett is second, by the way.
Cool. Thank you for keeping score.
Wow, I
Thank you for that.
actually got third. Okay,
Sorry.
anyways, if you would like to watch me game, and possibly even join in with me, twitch.tv/cute_kitty, KUTEKITTI. I stream on Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right now, what I'm going to do, too, is let you know that last night I tried out the big rave game right now, Apex Legends.
Yeah,
It's a lot of fun. I love it. 10 out of 10 right now.
I'll give-
9 out of 10 right
I will
now.
give my opinion. I think it's a little overhyped.
I don't think so.
I think it's a little.
I think
it's
it's-
gonna die.
I think it's bigger because like you never heard of it and then bam, it's out.
It'll be
I'll
gone.
tell you one
It'll
thing.
it'll fall.
I like it a lot because it is very Titanfall-esque. Or Titanfall-esque. I don't know what... Is that what I'm trying to
Yes,
say?
that's
yes.
correct.
Man, I'm off tonight.
We gotta go.
But letting you guys know, I love it. I wasn't sure about it. I tried the whole PUBG thing. Give it an F, not a 0. Like I give it an F, as in fuck this game. And I tried Fortnite. I give that one a D.
As in, don't play this
As
game.
in, don't play this game. Good job. And then I like Call of Duty, the other battle royale game right now, which is Call of Duty Blackout.
There's a couple other ones that you're missing out here.
Well, I mean the big ones. Those are
Yeah.
the big ones.
Yeah.
And I give that one an A+. I love Call of Duty Blackout. There's nothing wrong with Call of Duty Blackout. And then I give this one right now. My score's all over the place. I give this one right now a 9 out of 10. I know it's a completely
So
different
what's the letter?
scale.
What's the letter?
I don't have a letter for it yet. I played all of like 8 matches, so there is only one thing that Brett actually brought up right in between the precast today and the show is people have been complaining about the lack of ammo laying around or running out of ammo, and that is definitely a thing. So in Blackout on Call of Duty, I'm going to compare it to Call of Duty Blackout because I play that one a lot. There's ammo everywhere. You never really have to run out.
The map is smaller though.
That is very true. You don't have to ever worry about running out of ammo, especially if you're like me and you're a looter and you just grab everything. And then this is a little bit more complex than Call of Duty Blackout, but you figure it out. And it's a lot of fun to figure out. I'll tell you that too.
Yeah.
And it's a lot less real life than Call of Duty Blackout, but it's fun. I don't think it's anything like PUBG or Fortnite. For me, it's a mix of Titanfall and a little bit of Overwatch maybe.
Yeah.
And Black Ops.
It's fun.
So
we had
I
a lot
love
of
it.
fun. We played with Jerry last night. I think he was having a blast. And tomorrow night, I think you're doing a special stream.
I am. I'm gonna try to, as long as the other person holds his end up. I'm gonna try to stream with Juice from Juice in the Morning podcast for tomorrow night's stream.
And on Friday, as long as everything holds up, we should be streaming Gears of War 4.
And we have invited one of our long-term fans of the podcast, Patrick.
Yes.
So
it's podcast week.
it will be fun. So hey, if it'll be like having a mini podcast on my Twitch. So like I said, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday and Friday night. Join in and have some fun with us.
You will not be streaming Saturday.
I will not be streaming Saturday. I have an outing Saturday night, so
Yep.
that's why I'm streaming tomorrow night.
So, without further ado, guys, it is time to plug it in. If you are listening to or watching us, we want to thank you so much for joining us. We are on over 15 different audio podcast apps, and our most notable places are Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and Radio Public, to name a few. On those apps, you will find our back catalog of over 150 episodes of our PTO Unlimited podcast and Aftercast. If you are watching us on YouTube, just want to let you know that you're awesome, and thanks for sticking around and also contributing, giving comments, reactions, our count of our movies. Thank you so much. You guys rock for joining and staying with us. If you want to catch our show, we are live every Wednesday at 7:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when our YouTube channel goes live. And we thank you for everything that you do for this podcast, the likes, the shares, the following, listens, watching, everything that you do. If you didn't show that you were entertained or loved it, then we wouldn't keep doing it. So thanks for joining us. If you want to follow us on social media, we are on Facebook, which is facebook.com/PTOUnlimited. Alex, you're echoing.
Yeah, you are.
Instagram is PTOUnlimited_podcast. And we are on Twitter, which is @PTOUnlimited. I turned it off. You hit the button. It's still on. If you want to catch us live on those apps, we are there at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our pre-podcast meeting. I don't know if you did it. Did you do it?
I did it.
You did it? Okay.
It's all good.
Okay.
Sorry.
For our pre-podcast meeting, and you can join us live on our social media apps and give us topics, see what we have planned, and sometimes we have little conversations.
Wrong button.
Make sure you join us. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I am @Lemke619.
Brett_wings
Q_kitty.
on a. Oh, any final comments?
Yes, we've got any big plans for your 150th episode next week?
Well, we're
We'll get to that next
kind of
week.
scrambling.
Yeah.
To be honest, yes, we just kind of realized.
We're more planning for year 3.
Yes, I think that'd
for
be
PTO 3.0. Coming out April 20th is actually
we
our
may be
anniversary
doing
date.
a long-awaited aftercast though.
Yes.
Soon.
Yes, we are hopefully.
We
gonna
have a
get
lot of
some,
stuff down the pipeline.
Some guests.
We haven't had an aftercast since May of 17.
Yeah, we need to start doing some special edition things. We're very busy.
Busy time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you had holiday stuff for work, and Alex and we've been busy with Twitch and getting that all set up. And I mean, we have afternoons available all the time now for our weekends. And
Yep.
that's when we do our aftercasts. Alex, please stop doing that.
Messing with the dog. On a final note, so if you guys have noticed, the last few shows, I haven't been wearing T-shirts, and
You've
I'm
been wearing
wearing
button-ups.
I'm wearing the
Yep.
Juice T-shirt now, and I came to realize a while ago, in the winter, I can't wear T-shirts anymore.
I wear hoodies.
I just don't like them.
I have to
I
wear.
don't like the way they feel. I just don't like T-shirts.
I think I'm the same.
So in the summertime, I don't wear T-shirts.
You wear like tank tops.
She wears
Yes,
tank tops, crop tops.
I'm very much a crop top, tank top, spaghetti strap like person. And then in the winter, I wear hoodies and T-shirts.
So when it gets warmer out, that will probably change. But I like the way I look in a button-up shirt more.
Do you think that 150 is a big number for us?
I think it's significant, yeah.
I'm not feeling anniversary-esque on that.
Okay, well, we don't have to do anything.
I mean, 100 was big because, I mean, that was really close to our 2-year. And so, I mean, we're sitting at 150. 3 years isn't for another month and a half, 2 months. So it's
I'm more excited for 3.
3 is big.
Yeah.
3 years.
One,
Yeah.
I mean, and
Well, yes, but 3 years isn't really
are you kidding me? Annual stuff is
It's
huge.
I know it's annual, but it's not like a spectacular number. 5 years would be huge. Now that's a long way away. We may not even make it to 5 years.
like,
Hey.
But I'm
wait a
just
minute.
saying, it's 3 years. The number 3 is not like milestone.
Are you kidding me? There's 3 people on this podcast.
There you go.
3
Okay.
years, 3
All
people.
right, 3 years, 3 people.
Reaching there, but
Let's
okay.
go.
Let's get out of here, guys.
Let's get.
All right, so thank you very much for joining us, guys. We will have the audio episode out tonight as well. Catch us live on Juice in the Morning this Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You will check our social media. We'll have it posted up there. We're going to be sharing it. Thanks for joining us tonight. Catch us live this weekend. We'll be on there. We're going to have some stuff. He's going to have some stuff. It's going to be great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.